Hey, yo, let's roll. Thank Jesus we here. Yo, this Tee Grizzley thing is wild, bro. Wow. It's wild, bro. Y'all gotta check this out. For real. Y'all gotta check it out. Drop in the comments what y'all thinking. It's like, I don't want to believe it, but boy.
First, that Tee Grizzley paid for his aunt/manager to be killed started off as a simple conspiracy. It's now escalated to the point where the murder suspect defense is in court saying that Tee Grizzley paid for the hit. Let's do a quick recap just to make sure everybody is caught up on this situation. And if you're not caught up and didn't watch the other two videos, you could go to the Tee Grizzley playlist to get caught up. But Tee Grizzley auntie Jobina Brown was shot and killed in 2019.
Sad to have to report this, but Jobina J.B. Brown, the manager and aunt of Tee Grizzley, was shot and killed in Detroit on Tuesday night, August 20th. Comments about her death began surfacing Wednesday, August 21st on social media before her passing was confirmed by TMZ. According to law enforcement sources, a shooter opened fire on Grizzly's Cadillac Escalade while the vehicle was traveling around Detroit. The gunman allegedly approached on foot and shot Brown, who was sitting in the back seat in her left side. Grizzly was reportedly riding in the passenger seat and got out of the vehicle as the shooter approached. The driver said the attacker fired 3 or 4 shots and noted that Brown screamed before the gunfire began. Brown was rushed to a local hospital but died from her wounds. She was 41 years old. Police don't know if Grizzly was the intended target of the attack. He and the driver were unharmed.
Let's continue the brief recap before we get into the new details, because it's crazy. It left me stunned. So if you watched my last video, you know that Tee Grizzley did an interview. During this interview, Tee Grizzley detailed exactly what took place moments before the shootout. Tee Grizzley and Jobina was riding around in their Chrysler 300 with a driver. They had to make a stop before getting to their destination. They stopped at Tee Grizzley's family house from his daddy's side. When they stopped there, Tee Grizzley got out from the back driver's side. Jobina was sitting in the back passenger side. When Tee Grizzley got out and walked to the porch, gunmen came, opened up the back passenger side, shot into the vehicle, and killed Jobina. Tee Grizzley says the shooters were looking for him, and that's why they opened up the back passenger side, because they thought that's where he was sitting.
Still breathing and everything. She called me.
She called you?
While she was shot, she called me.
What'd she say?
I was trying to talk to her. I didn't hear what she was saying.
Oh.
She couldn't really form no words. You know what I'm saying? But, like, coming for me because they opened my door.
Okay.
They was shooting in the car. They hit her 8 times, though.
And you had no idea where this
What
this
y'all
came
think?
from?
Y'all think he
No,
did?
I ain't got no idea where it came from. But it ain't even matter where it came from. I felt like everybody was a suspect. I felt like everybody was a suspect.
Tee Grizzley was correct. Everybody was a suspect. But we'll get to that later and exactly what that means. But let's continue the brief recap.
The dude on the left, the one that killed him,
aka Wu 600, was arrested for the murder of Tee Grizzley's aunt. Now, Wu Thing, aka Wu 600, is from 600. He's Tee Grizzley's associate, and he's Buka 600 associate, who was the groomsman in Tee Grizzley's wedding. Cool. After Wu 600 was arrested for the murder of Tee Grizzley's aunt, that Tee Grizzley believed was targeted for him, Tee Grizzley continued to hang out with 600 members like Buka 600. Wu Thing was initially arrested for the murder because he was pulled over in Chicago while sitting in an alleyway in a stolen vehicle, as well as being in possession of a firearm. The stolen vehicle that he was sitting in the alleyway was actually the getaway vehicle used in the murder of Tee Grizzley's aunt. And the firearm, after ballistics was done, was the same firearm used in the murder of Tee Grizzley's auntie. And the cell phone towers confirmed that Wu Thing was actually at the location for 2 hours before Tee Grizzley and his aunt got there. Why was you hiding out at that location with the murder vehicle and the murder weapon? Obviously, you are involved.
Yo, them cell phone towers have helped find every big murder case in the last like 5 years. Say I'm lying. Say I'm lying.
Involved in the murder. But it also opened up more room for suspicion for Tee Grizzley. If this was a stop that was out the blue, it was a stop that came up while you was in the vehicle and you just made an emergency stop somewhere to grab something, then how did the shooters know to be at that location for 2 hours? It didn't make sense whatsoever. And if they were at that location for 2 hours and they seen you get out, then why would they open up the vehicle and kill your aunt if they were looking for you? It made zero sense whatsoever. And it didn't make sense to the police either. The police chief wasn't buying Tee Grizzley's story either. My sources told me, and when I say sources, understand this when I tell you this. I'm not talking about hearsay. I'm not talking about
Oh,
associates.
he fixing the lip
I'm
up.
talking.
He talking
Everything
with
I
some
tell
real-
you, they've been in the room when they
Check
happen.
Flacco out.
I'm not talking about, hey, yo, I heard this. Hey, yo, Pookie told me. No, I'm talking about when I tell you something in this video, understand, the person I heard it from was in the room when it happened. The person
Oh man, he
that
got some good
told
insight.
me is connected directly to the situation.
Y'all think Tee Grizzley was sleeping
I
with
was
his
told the
aunt?
police chief looked
Ain't
Tee
got her
Grizzley
killed
in his
'cause she
eyes
got
and told
pregnant?
him, I know you involved somehow.
Crazy, bro.
I'm going to get down to the bottom of this. The police chief thought this. The police chief thought that Tee Grizzley was involved somehow. They just couldn't prove it. They just couldn't connect the dots because people wasn't talking. Whoever this Wu-Tang guy is, he been quiet. That's until he went to that courtroom today. That's until he went to that courtroom. Oh, and we're going to talk about what happened in that courtroom. It's not looking good for Tee Grizzley, what took place in that courtroom. But the
Ain't somebody
police chief
tell
told
him.
Tee Grizzley, we know you involved somehow. Now, you could say the police chief is salty. They got something against Tee Grizzley. They got a vendetta against Tee Grizzley. Okay, you can probably go with that. But when the police chief is telling Tee Grizzley that to his face, and he's telling Jobina Brown's family to their face, hey, we know something is up. The police chief told Jobina Brown's sister and Jobina Brown's mother that they believe that Tee Grizzley is involved somehow. Now, Tee Grizzley became a suspect almost initially because the police chief discovered, so Tee Grizzley's uncle was married to Jobina Brown. The
this
uncle
is a
went to
messy
jail
situation.
3 months before her death. Within those 3 months, Tee Grizzley began an intimate relationship with Jobina Brown. Police chief looked at that and thought, wait, that's messy. That could obviously lead to something. But that's before they began to put the puzzle together. Tee Grizzley and Jobina never fully admitted that they were intimate, but I was told that family members began to figure it out fairly quickly and it was starting to get around. Could Tee Grizzley maybe have gone the extreme to cover it up? Maybe. Now, the rumors that Jobina Brown was pregnant at the time of her death is false. But where those rumors came from makes things so much worse for Tee Grizzley. The rumors that Jobina Brown was pregnant came from court, and it wasn't a prosecution who put that theory out there. It was the defense. It was Wu-Tang's defense attorney. You see, Wu-Tang is the murder suspect in this trial. Whatever his defense attorney say came from Wu-Tang. See, street dudes is finding creative ways to tell nowadays. They telling through their lawyers, right? They won't get their butt up on that particular stand and point their hand and tell it all, but they gonna tell through their lawyer. The defense attorney, who is responsible for getting Wu-Tang off, he came to court and he says, listen, obviously,
That's crazy.
Tee Grizzley
bro.
put the hit out on Jobina Brown. He said that in court. The transcripts will prove it. And he also said that he did it because Jobina Brown was pregnant. Now, the prosecution understands that the prosecutors themselves could probably believe that Tee Grizzley is guilty, but right now, they're trying to prosecute Wu-Tang. So they brought the autopsy person or somebody, an expert, to testify that Jobina Brown was not pregnant. Tee Grizzley is a smart man, so he already understands that if the defense attorney is in court saying that you were the one who put the hit on your auntie, that came from the murder suspect, that came from the shooters. That means the shooters is already talking. That means the shooters is already giving information to their attorneys, and they're trying to use that to get him off. It's not looking good for you, man. And all that tells me, to be honest, is that the shooters believed the aunt was pregnant. They probably heard, this is why we're doing this. This is why we're taking her out. They probably was under the impression, yo, we gotta, you feel me, take her out because she's pregnant. And if that's the case, then maybe if Tee Grizzley is involved, then he probably thought she was pregnant the whole time she wasn't. Maybe he was told if he's involved, right? So if I'm Tee Grizzley and I'm hearing this information, if I'm involved and I know who I told this to, then I know they tell it. I know they talking already. And it's not looking good at all. Now, the shooter is trying to get the cell phone tower evidence dismissed. The shooter is saying, yo, the phone is registered in somebody else's name. However, that number from that phone is a number that's known to him. It is a number that he's been using for like his probation officer, his family and friends. That's his number. But because the phone is registered in somebody else's name, he's trying to get it dismissed. It's not going. They're not dismissing it. The evidence stands. The driver who was in the vehicle when Jobina Brown was shot and killed, he testified that the shooting took place 45 seconds from when Tee Grizzley got out the vehicle. What that shows is Tee Grizzley was on that porch. That shows that there's a high likelihood that the shooters seen Tee Grizzley. Because from how the car is positioned in the picture of the house, if you're walking up to the back driver's side and you're opening it up, you can see over the car. Like, you can see the porch from that angle. And you'll be able to see a 6'3", 350-pound Tee Grizzley. You can't miss him. So if he was the target, you'll be able to see him. He was not the target. It doesn't make sense that he is the target. Now, someone who hopped on the phone with Tee Grizzley, someone who talked to Tee Grizzley after the incident and was told by Tee Grizzley what happened, I asked, yo, how did Tee Grizzley sound? Like, was he like emotional? The words that I was told verbatim, it felt like he was trying to fake emotions. It felt like he was trying to kind of draw up something. Like, he was trying to sound like he was distraught. The person told me, bro, I can't really explain it, they said.
You can't. It just
felt like he was trying to come across as if it was this and it was not. Sada Baby was also signed to Jobina Brown. Sada Baby was one of the people who came to identify her body. I believe it was Sada Baby and Jobina Brown's sister, if not her mother, who went to identify her body. And I was told that Sada Baby was distraught. He was effed up about this. I was told, but like Sada Baby was looking at Tee Grizzley a little crazy. The Sada Baby actually looked Tee Grizzley in his eyes and told him, hey, bruh, tell me you don't got nothing to do with this. That even Sada Baby wanted Tee Grizzley to know, hey, bruh, tell me you got nothing to do with this, man. And that Tee Grizzley gave his word to Sada Baby that he ain't had nothing to do with this. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Now, the next court day is tomorrow. I'm going to have people in the court day. I'm going to have people in the room.
Hey, I'm definitely going to come back.
We're going to figure out more details
I want to hear what happened
about what's going on. Because the defense attorney for the shooter is throwing Tee Grizzley under the bus. Now, right now, it don't feel like the shooter or the suspect is telling, because from their perspective.
Hey, man, listen. Let me go to mine right now. Ain't nothing else he was about to say about it. He just talking. Hey, y'all, this wild. Real Brazy, listen. What y'all think? Like, do y'all think Tee Grizzley was messing with his aunt? Got her pregnant and then had her knocked off? Boy, that's wild, boy. I thought he was playing video games, bro. I was trying to join the server. For real. But obviously, bro, busy. So I will say this, y'all, listen. We gonna be doing way more reactions. I'm on y'all neck every day at least, Lord willing. I'm trying to be on y'all neck every day with these reactions. I want to see what happened. So we definitely gonna be tuning in and stuff, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate it, everybody that be tuning in. Like I say, I'm gonna still be doing some IRL on this stuff. I'm yapping. That's the end of the reaction, man. Y'all will see me tomorrow, man. All love, baby. Let go. Let roll.